holds it.
That's it.
Looking for that overhead.
Is going home. Wow.
Reynald takes it.
Reynald takes out the keto. He's still in it.
Like nothing. Got him. That KOF out of the tournament, third place.
Crowd shot. Everybody is on their feet.
Wow.
Everybody's losing it. Takes out the champ from last year and puts himself into grand finals.
I was actually born in the Philippines. I came here when I was about 5 years old. I found fighting games through my brothers, actually. My parents purchased them a Super Nintendo, and I saw them playing Street Fighter 2. Obviously, there's only 2 controllers, so my brothers are older than I am, so they hogged the station for the most part. And when I did get to play, they didn't really teach me anything. You know, I mean, you bully the younger brother, right? You try to get them to figure things out on your own, and that's basically what I did. I just went from there, you know? I just started playing Street Fighter 2 against the computers, you know? I didn't play against my siblings as much, but I think I won most of the games when we did start playing. So I lived in Lakewood at the time. There was an arcade, I'd say about 10 to 15 minutes away, walking distance from my my house. It was a Regency or a family fun center, I guess. My brothers took me there and I was like blown away. I was like, whoa, like there's more fighting games here, there's other games and stuff, but the main focus was fighting games because, you know, that's what we were playing at home. That experience was, I mean, it was a turning point, I think, in my life because I wasn't very good at school. I think mainly because, you know, I came from Philippines and there was like kind of a language barrier in a sense. So growing up, I kind of was drawn to like the characters and like the movement and like being able to do like cool things, right? Picking up fighting games and then playing other people in the arcade too was also a learning experience too, right? So I had to look at what other people were doing and see how they did it and then kind of like incorporating it into what I was doing.
How did Moment 37 affect you? Did it lead you to want to play more?
I didn't see that moment until I'd say 2009, and I was trying to search like YouTube for like Third Strike videos on like how to do things. Obviously there wasn't like really a tutorial back then, so I went off of that video. I was like, whoa, like he parried that whole thing. He was about to die. You know, I didn't know that was possible, and after that, I like went to the arcade. I bought the game. I actually bought the game PlayStation 2 version and just went into training mode and practicing the parries. And after that, I don't want to sound cocky, but like I pretty much dominated that arcade at that time. Moving forward from there, my brother told me, he's like, hey, like Evo's at, you know, this year or whatever, like at this time. Oh, I was 1 win away from getting out of brackets. So I thought that was okay. Obviously these people are better than me. Like what are they doing that I'm not doing? And how do I incorporate that, right? So it was just a constant like figuring things out. It always goes back to trying to figure things out on my own, right? To go back to my childhood, there was a KOF 96 machine at the arcade, and I was playing that. The main thing that hooked me in that game was that you were able to pick 3 characters. I mean, why wouldn't you want to play more characters, especially when you're only putting up 1 quarter? I'm more of a student when it comes to like fighting games. I like learning new characters, new techniques, new strategies. So when the strategy becomes like dull and boring, like I tend to just move on to the next person, right? Or next character. So King of Fighters, I mean, there's a huge cast and there's a large moveset for each character. Learning it was cool, but then the moves were cool. There was just a lot of different components as to why I was like drawn to it. When I started competing in KOF, my main goal at the time, I wasn't the best player at the time, right? So I was going to Infinity Arcade. So that was the only cab in my area when the game dropped. And there's a guy, Mr. KOF, who was pretty much like the guy to beat. Like nobody was beating this guy. And then, you know, for me and the way I viewed games and how I learned, I was like, what is this guy doing? Why is he just beating everybody? Why can't nobody beat this guy? It was fun for me to learn how to incorporate like a game plan into beating him, basically. And eventually I got more consistent with that.
You went on to win a Sony-sponsored KOF 2012 tournament in 2009. What was that experience like, and how did it lead you to compete more?
That was fun. That was fun. We were playing for an arcade machine at the time, right? So that was a pretty cool experience. The main stage was a projector, so there was a huge lag. Because I played Mr. KOF, which is the guy I played in grand finals, winners finals and grand finals. Because I played him so often, I knew exactly what I could get away with, even with the, I guess, delay or lag. As far as that experience was concerned, I think that was another like tell for me, right? It's like, hey man, like you're actually really good at this. Like maybe you keep going and just like keep competing. It was just that mindset of constantly learning and figuring out what your walls are, and if I can break those walls or not. Again, I'm gonna say this studying games, and if there's a game specifically where you have to study in order to be good, like I'm gonna do it, especially if it's a game that's like fun, you know? KOF in general, there is like a specific way you should be playing the game, right? But I feel like in 13, you can do that, but I feel like I can express my personality more through that game. My gameplay in general, I like to make hard reads, and I like to make people look foolish. The mechanics in that game was allowing me to do more of that, but it took a long time for me to like really hammer out what I needed to do and what I wanted to do. My fighting game skills were developing constantly in that game. It wasn't stagnant compared to like the newer fighting games, right? I feel like you kind of hit a wall at a certain point with the fighting game mechanics. Whereas 13, there was a lot more creativity when it comes to how you approach the game.
Is he gonna counter? What is he gonna do? What's the mix-up? Oh!
Crouching C.
Reynald takes it.
Close C, close C, close C.
I just wanted to win Evo. Really, I mean, the previous year to that, 2012, I got 7th, and I knew I could do better. Me just getting 7th means that I had 6 more places that I can reach, and obviously my goal was to win and just to be the best. That was my driving force. There was a good knit community, about 10 plus people who'd show up like regularly every week. We'd go to somebody's house. We play casuals, we train. There was never a dull moment with that game. The way I trained for that game specifically, I think of scenarios. So I think of my options in certain scenarios, right? It's like, okay, this works here, but if I were the other person and I knew the situation was gonna work here, I can avoid it by doing this. So it was literally a cascade of ideas. What can I do in this situation? How do I avoid it? What can I do in this situation? How do I avoid it? I trained myself to figure out my options and my opponent's options. And I think that really comes back to me trying to figure things out. Right? That goes all the way back to me being a kid and like figure out what's cool, what's good, and how do I incorporate that.
Oh, God, I told you!
That's it.
Looking for that overhead.
Romance is going home. Wow. But what an amazing match. Amazing match.
Well, it felt great. I think my very first match was Romance, right? And I've played Romance like throughout the whole year. Like I think he's only beaten me in 1 tournament, and I knew that match was important to me because I considered it, not to be disrespectful, but it was like a warm-up match for me. I knew that if I can play the way I wanted to play that match, that I was gonna win the whole thing. Mad KOF, that was a rematch because he beat me in 2012. At that point, when I was playing him, I wasn't thinking about the run back. I was thinking about just beating him. Like, I didn't care about getting revenge or getting my lick back. I had solid game plan against him, and I knew how he liked to play and his certain nuances in his playstyle. There was a couple of hard callouts that I do against him, and I knew it was getting to his head. I was like, if I get these hard callouts, I know I can take advantage of the match.
Takes out the champ from last year and puts himself into losers finals, grand finals. God,
Grand finals, man. I just know talk. This is one of my predictions came true.
As far as Taquito is concerned, I don't think I really played him in the game. It was okay for me because I knew he wasn't accustomed to playing the characters I use, and I just completely dominated him in that set. Like, the guy was not blocking low. I think he didn't block low maybe 2 or 3 times in a row, where I just kept getting combos off of it. I knew that as soon as I got those 3, I was like, yeah, I'm winning this. There's no way this guy knows how to play against this character.
I've noticed that Reynald hasn't been able to hold on to much meter this match, but it's been working for him, and Reynald takes it.
Reynald takes out Taquito. He's still in it.
Like nothing.
There was definitely a hint of doubt as soon as I lost that second match. At the time, my sponsor, Vin from Arcade Shock, he was not sitting, but he was like right behind me, and he was telling me, he's like, hey man, he's like, switch out character. I was like, man, I don't know if that's a good idea. But I'm thinking about it, I'm like, dude, I'm already losing. Like, what else is there to lose at this point? Like, if I lose, then I lose. I had to switch my brain. As soon as he told me to use that character, I was like, you know what, maybe he's right. As soon as I picked the character on the screen, I was like, okay, if I'm gonna use this character, I'm gonna do these certain things. And the certain thing was, I'm gonna throw him 3 times in a row, which is what I did. I was like, if this works, I'm winning this whole thing.
Reynald is ready. Wow! He is opening this Rio up.
It just boosted my confidence right back up, like straight up. And I could also see his confidence dwindling. Like he's an emotional player when he's losing. And I take advantage of that. So that whole match, I was kind of giving him like physical hints of like my mental state, but they were all fake. Like I was trying to bait him to like do certain things because of my reaction, right? So at that point when he was hitting me, I acted like I was like devastated, and I actually turned my head a little bit. So I know that he's watching me when I'm doing this, right? So I pretended like I was like, oh, whatever, right? And I kind of actually let go of my stick too, but I was actually watching the screen while the combo was happening. And as soon as he dropped the combo, I knew what I needed to do. I picked up the stick right back up. I think I did a hop D or something, and I comboed him right back. And I know that was devastating for him, because he was probably like, what the heck is this guy on? Like, he actually baited me outside of the game.
Oh, reset, baby!
Reset! Arcade Shock Reynald resets the bracket.
Jumping
and
back.
Wu needs to go consult his Japanese players.
Honestly, I was playing to the crowd. Like, I was having fun, as much fun as the crowd watching me play. The crowd being on my back, like cheering me on, I mean, that was great, but it didn't really help in a sense. I mean, it may have helped me because it was distracting my opponent, but it is a great feeling, like having people just cheer you on and like having a huge crowd like scream your name. And I mean, you're never really gonna get that unless you're on a stage like that, right? So it's a very interesting experience for sure.
How did it feel to dodge that final reversal and land that final hit?
I mean, that was the icing on the cake. I mean, it was like constant reads, right? And I knew he was gonna do a DP. Like, I did a rollback because I knew he was gonna do it. Getting that hit, that final confirm, and like, I literally did it. I did it.
Oh, he dropped it up!
Oh, he did it!
He did it! Arcade Shock wins! Arcade Shock Reynald wins! In a dominant performance in Losers Grand Finals after resetting the bracket.
Oh,
Reynald wins!
I'm not gonna say it sucks, but during that match, when I was making a comeback, I was hoping for like a better challenge. Obviously, he's a great player in general, but being on stage and hearing like people yell at you and going through your own like mental distress at the time it's an experience. So I was hoping that he was gonna be able to break through that and like maybe give the crowd what they wanted, like a better show. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what people think about that specific match. As far as like that match is concerned in general, having that match, having won it and having lived it and looking back at it, every time I think that I'm not good enough, I remember that moment and I remember what I built up and what I had to do to get to that win. It literally is a constant reminder of how great I could be. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I'm gonna give up fighting games anytime soon, at least competing. As far as like work-life balance, my actual work and this work and life, I know I can do all three because I was able to do this great thing. And it's a constant reminder of what I'm capable of and what I'm doing now and what I can do in the future.